Luxury living, why Windermere matters. I'm here with luxury expert Julie Bettosini. Julie is the #1 salesperson here at Stockworth. She's in the top 1% nationally. She averages over $50 million a year. Julie, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here and talk about one of my favorite houses today.
I love it. And we also have Kyle Burton. Kyle is the owner of Burton Construction. And you are no stranger to luxury. You have worked in many neighborhoods, including Lake Nona and Windermere and Disney. So thank you for being on the show.
Absolutely, thank you.
And as Julie mentioned, we're going to really get in the weeds on a very cool house that's for sale right here in Windermere. But first, let's take a step back and talk about Windermere. Julie, why is Windermere so important to the luxury market?
Well, I think the tagline says it all. Windermere among the lakes. When you drive in and you pass that street sign, when you're really just crossing over from Orlando proper into Windermere, that says it all. There are so many lakefront opportunities, so the real estate is just phenomenal in Windermere. And it is still a small town charm.
That's
There's
right.
still some sandy roads around, and you're not going to find your Starbucks downtown and your Paneras. You're going to find your mom and pop places like Tim's Wine, and be able to actually go to Dixie Cream Cafe. All the small places that just where people know your name, and that's what you just want. In today's world, is to go walk your dog, go to food trucks, or end up downtown just for farmers market on Friday afternoon. So it's never going to lose that special charm.
Right. And I love the story of Windermere. 1880s, the dirt roads. There's so much history here. And I think this is a true story, that it's the water quality of Windermere and the lakes in Windermere that really led to the Florida oranges tasting so good, which really put Florida on the map for so many reasons. Yeah, the Chase family and the Isleworth is the Isle of Worth. That was a major orange grove back in the 1800s.
And even Hamlin was the only place in Florida where they grew Hamlin oranges, and that's being developed now in Horizon
That's
West.
right.
Yeah.
I love that development.
That's right.
Scott Boyd is a genius.
There.
So it's funny, we have in the house we have Jason Schmidt. Jason is the broker of Stockworth, and he's also an analyst, and he produces a report called the Stockworth Report, which we now call the Schmidt Report. And a lot of major developers use it in town. Jason, tell us why Windermere matters.
So Mark, when we think about Windermere, we first want to step back a little bit and look how Windermere is really important in the region. Windermere is located within Orange County, and Orange County represents a really meaningful chunk of real estate in our Central Florida market. So with all of our surrounding counties that we use to define Central Florida, we've got about 50,000 transactions annually, about $12 billion in overall transaction volume, but 50% of that, both in number of transactions and volume, is right here in Orange County. But really why Windermere is important is because of its luxury market presence. So like I mentioned, with all those surrounding areas, when we look at just luxury real estate, which are going to be homes north of $1 million, Orange County represents 85% of all of our regional activity. And Windermere represents a pretty significant chunk of that, about 30%. The total aggregate Windermere market is just south of $1 billion annually, and around $300 million of that roughly $1 billion is really focal in the luxury space. What's really cool about the house you guys are mentioning is within that $1 to $2 million segment where that home falls, that's going to represent about 80% of our luxury transaction activity. So it's a really significant chunk of the market and an area of the market that gets a lot of activity and presents a real value proposition within the Windermere and luxury market as a whole.
Wow, thank you, Jason. I love that. And if you think about Windermere and all the great little communities, tell us one of your favorite communities in Windermere.
Well, one of my favorite communities, and happy to really dive in today about it, is Keens Pointe. And I think one of the best things about Keens Pointe is it checks every box. It's luxury. That's what we're talking about today. It's gated, golf course community. It is has tennis courts. It's got a great fitness center. It's got beautiful pool, country club community, sidewalks for the kids.
Probably the most family-friendly neighborhood in Windermere.
It really is.
You took it right out of my, took it
Our
right out
kids
of my
have
mouth.
so many friends there.
That's right.
And Halloween, it's an event. You go there, it's amazing.
Yeah, you've got to get a ticket. It's like going to the Oscars to get a ticket into Keens Pointe on Halloween, and I think it's as special for the adults as it is for the children. But it's a community that literally has everything that you could imagine, and great proximity to Disney as well. So just
right there.
You can see the fireworks every night.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
You know, Julie, I'm going to brag about her a little bit. She handles all of our major VIP when they come into town for relocation. And I know you take them through Keens Point, and it's just amazing when you go up north, so all the communities, Keens Point really has that feel here. And I know you place a lot of people in Keens Point.
No, it does. And as a matter of fact, even the house that we're talking about today was, you know, one of our corporate relocation clients who came from up north.
That's right.
And one of the things about this particular house that spoke to them is just it was really a timeless house in many ways, not just from the exterior, but also interior, and to be able to get on the lake at this price point was absolutely it was special for them, because you know you end up coming down to Florida and you want a great lifestyle, and what better way to get it than to be in a community that has it all, and not only that, but to be on a private lake, Lake Burton.
Well, let's talk about the lake for a second. Jason, I've got this pulled up on the screen here. I don't know if you can pull that up, but Lake Burton, I know you have a history with Lake Burton. Didn't you have a ski school on this lake at one time?
Back in the early 90s, we leased all of the property on that northern side of Lake Burton, and where all those houses are now, Mark. And it was absolutely a special time when you could just go out, throw a football on all this special land, and ski on this absolutely beautiful lake, and there was nobody out there. And the funny thing today is, as we look at the houses and how things have progressed over time, you can still go out to that same lake today and still feel like it's your own private lake.
We were out there a few months ago skiing, and it was like it was a private lake. Our kids, we were teaching them how to tube and ski, and no wake all day long. It was absolutely amazing.
You've got Isleworth right there, the Isle of Worth. You've got downtown right there. You mentioned the backside of Hamlin, all those shops. It's just an amazing location. Let's talk about the house. What's the address?
Address is 8292 Tibet Butler Drive, and it's about 125 feet on Lake Burton, which is really a nice wide, and you can see from the photo there what a beautiful lot it is. The nice thing over to the left of where Jason has that brought up on the screen, you've got golf course out to the front, and then lakefront in the back. So it is truly a one-of-a-kind opportunity to have the best of both worlds. And
it looks like a castle. I mean, Jason, I don't know if you can pull this screen, my shot up there, but look at that front from the sky. It looks like three castles side by side, right? That's amazing.
Timeless architecture.
No,
it's a beautiful, beautiful home.
It truly is timeless architecture. It's swaying out of that Mediterranean genre that's been kind of overplayed, and really could be the bones inside too. Let's talk about you know, not only just the outside, but
it was a model home, wasn't it?
It was. It was actually one of the original model homes, and you know they do it all right.
That's right. That's right. They put the best of the best in a model home. Well, you're a builder.
Well, yeah, and that's the general contractor. When we walk into a beautiful home like this, it's a model home. So there's the bones are great, and they took advantage of the views the best they could in 1999.
So you didn't move any walls.
Didn't move any walls. And we walk into a home, we want to see what goal are we trying to accomplish. And for us, we wanted to bring the lake in. We wanted to bring the outside into the home.
Well, let's look at some pictures, Jason. If we have some pictures, Kyle can walk us through what all he did.
So on the left-hand side, you can see this was the existing home, and we had the natural woods, the stone, the browns, the colors that were very, very popular in model homes in 1990.
See, I'm not talented enough. I like the layout. That's cool, but then when I see the one on the right, like, wow, I would have never thought to do that.
It looks like a different house.
Yeah, it really does. And it's so
Jason,
inviting. As you take the browns and you take the colors on the left out, you reduce what you see inside, and then inside, and then it brings the outside in. Yeah.
It's funny. One more time, Jason. I'm sorry. It's my eye. I didn't even notice the lake on the left. On the right, I see the green grass, the blue, the blue lake, the blue sky. I can imagine the sun setting and the fireworks.
Yeah, the house lets the outside do the talking, and it brings it in. And this home with 125 feet of lakefront, this is what you want to see.
There's a lot of it to see, and now it accentuates every bit of it because you're not distracted by any of the color changes.
Right.
Everything just blends together now, and so you're really focusing on that outdoor space.
Yeah, and it makes the home more modern. What you see at homes in this price point that are being built today. So not only do you have the beautiful view in a location you really can't get anymore,
right?
But it's modern and it's beautiful, and you can see the lake. It's great.
Let's see the kitchen, Jason. You had that up there. Well, that's night and day. Yeah. So you took the chandelier out. Walk us through what you did.
So on the left-hand side, we took the chandelier out. That was something, and we envisioned as you wake up in the morning, you're going to go stand at your kitchen sink, you're going to make your coffee, you want to look out at the lake, you want to be able to see it. So we removed the chandelier, and as the next picture will show you, the view is absolutely stunning. And I mean, it speaks for itself. Oh my gosh. I could talk all day about this.
That looks like Bora Bora.
It's absolutely beautiful.
So
So in this room, this was initially browns. Yeah, and when we went with the grays and the whites, it really opened up the space. And now for for homes or for families that are coming in.
You call that gray, though. I have my house this color. It's like a mineral. And what I love about that color is whatever you put on the wall, it fits.
Right.
Blues, reds, greens, purples.
It's a warm gray.
It's called agreeable gray for a reason. It agrees with everything. Yeah. It's a good tone, and we use that in a lot of homes these days.
Let's see. Oh, wow.
So this is, as you walk through the front door, you open the front doors, this is the view. And before this was brown, we had some lights blocking the view going out. So we've removed all of that, and we wanted to let the lake come into the house, and we think this is stunning. That's the first thing you see.
Were those windows brown before you started, or were they always white?
The windows themselves were white, but the trim around, we had a brown. So this has all been modernized, and again, just bringing the lake into the home. And this is a stunning reveal as you walk into this home.
The sky at night, we're sitting there watching the. It's like a painting.
And the master's great. And when we talk about the original bones being great, the custom trim details that you see on the top, that was already there. What we did is we went in with the grays, contrasted that against the white, so it really popped out. These architectural features that are great, just needed to be modernized.
Well, they're timeless.
Yeah. So you see this now. There was a chandelier hanging in front of that window as well, so we removed that. So if you're laying in bed or you're finishing your night, you can see the light come in too.
Made that space even more inviting and open, I think, to really use and imagine yourself.
I need you to come to my house, man.
We did that for every room that faces the water. We did everything to maximize the view. And just bring it in. That was our goal.
Right. Well, Julie, what's been some of the feedback?
Feedback has been fantastic. When we looked at the kitchen, even some of the things besides just looking at the actual whites and the subway tile and the countertops, but they actually went ahead, and you can see in the photo here, they extended the island, and nowadays everybody wants to sit around this big chunky island. And what Kyle was able to do is really just accentuate, there was so much space there to work with that you really could handle a nice big island, and then you contrasted, the bottom portion.
Well, and what's great, in the new bigger custom homes we build at this price point, it's an open floor plan. You didn't see a lot of that in 1990 and 2000. This home was very forward thinking, so it's easy to maximize that view, just modernize the colors, bring it to what you see today, and you're at a great price point. And to us, it's a win-win all the way around.
This might be a novice comment, but my favorite thing that you did, because I have a house in the 20s, is the subway tile. To me, that just makes the kitchen so cool, timeless.
I love it too, and I think what you did was great, because there's a lot of light, there's a lot of white, and then didn't you actually just take a different grout color just to kind of...
We didn't want it to be too much white, and in the quartz that we used, there are veins of gray throughout, so then on the backsplash tile, the subway tile, we used a light gray to pull it all together, so it wasn't too much white as the new light came into the house.
And I love how the floors pop too with the white. I noticed the floors in the second picture, not the first picture.
Yeah, it really makes it stand out.
The beamwork, sure.
So Jason, we have there we go. Oh my gosh, that's a resort.
Beautiful.
It's wide open. There's a brand new dock that was put in since these owners bought it. So you've got an electric lift.
That's a big deal.
It is a huge deal, because a lot of people...
it's hard to get a dock in Windermere.
It's also a big investment. It's a major upgrade that was done by the current owner with an electric lift. You don't have to, just push a button and you're out on the lake in a minute or two. So these are things that, look from the back.
Oh, wow.
It is a stunning house.
I love the columns.
Retractable screens that come down so you can enjoy evening dining out in the back patio. It's really just a stunning home.
And what you have right there at this picture is your own private lagoon, right?
Well, the whole lake is private, Mark. I mean, that's the thing that's so special about Lake Burton is unless you're in the community, you can't get on the lake. Right. And so when you have to be a homeowner to get on the lake anywhere else around or outside of Keens Pointe. So unlike the chain, you really have a finite amount of people that could ever be there. So as a parent, I would love to buy this house.
Point.
I mean, if I were looking at buying, I would say I want my kids to be safe.
Where you can see
them. Right, not to go venture out 6 lakes over where I couldn't see with a bunch of traffic, people just putting in their boats or jet skis. I mean, it would be really a place that I'd feel very at peace, knowing that people could go out without a lot of traffic.
Yeah, some of the most expensive homes in Isleworth are on that private lake. So it's just, people want privacy.
Right.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the investment value of this home. I know in Keens Pointe the prices vary. And what are some of the most expensive homes selling in Keens Point?
Well, it varies because you have your private lake options where this is by far the best value proposition.
There's headroom. There's homes more expensive.
Major headroom here, even on Lake Burton. And then within the community, lakefront properties go up to over $4 million that are on the chain of lakes. So you've got headroom specifically on the lake and within the community.
For the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the square foot price. This house seems like it's just
a
ready
great
to go.
value.
Yeah, it seems like it's a great value.
So Julie, how would one see this house?
Really easy. You can do it by boat, by personal appointment. Simply call 407-909-5903. We'd be happy to set up a private tour. And, you know, we really appreciate what you brought to the table just recently with doing all these updates, because feedback has been tremendous. I don't think this house is going to last very long now that all the heavy lifting has been done. Most people can't see through the weeds or have the time to be able to do it, the foresight, or the team. So, you know, we really appreciate what you have brought to the table to make this house shine, because it is ready to go now.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We appreciate being part of the team. It was a fun experience. This one's been awesome.
So, Kyle, tell our viewers how they can contact you.
You can reach us on all social media platforms. We're Burton Construction Management on Facebook, on Instagram, and if you want to call us directly, it's 407-257-8899.
And Julie, what is your contact information for a tour?
It is 407-909-5903.
Great. So it's interesting. This show is going to become a weekly show on luxury living, and I don't think people realize, if you look at the value globally to Orlando, it's the most visited place, 68 million people. And you talk about the value of lakefront property, not make it anymore, and of the 600 lakes in Orange County, these really are the best waters in Florida.
They're the best of the best.
And what we're talking about here is an opportunity to own a piece of lakefront property in Orlando, Florida, right next to Disney World. 20 minutes from downtown, 20 minutes from Lake Nona, 20 minutes from the airport, 20 minutes from just about anything. And this is exciting. So,
yeah, we're very excited and happy to share it with everybody today, because it's a jewel, and we really feel like it has now come into its own. And you get the beauty of a mature community, gated, luxury, and it's been brought into 2019 now.
So will you come back for future shows?
Absolutely, I'd love to. Thank you for having us.
I love having you on. You're a natural. And of course, Julie's going to be featured on many shows. She doesn't just work in Windermere, but I know this is your stomping ground. You live here. So thank you for watching Luxury Living. I'm Mark Hayes, and look for this show. It's always more fun if you comment, give us your feedback, and we will respond to every one of your comments personally. Both Kyle will and Julie will. I will. And Sarah's writing that, and she'll get back to you as well. And it's always more fun if you subscribe and follow us. Thanks for watching Luxury Living. That was fun.
That was fun.